Grand welcome, ethereal seekers, light workers, warriors, lovers, and whoever you are, wherever you are, 1111. Let's walk together through the portal of life. In today's segment, we're gonna be seeking to this is the eretic body, and we are born with an eretic body. Now, what is that, right? It's the Earth Star chakra. When we first are born, we're born with a physical body and a soul, and an aura body, eretic body, which starts in the Earth Star chakra, and it goes all the way up to the Soul Star chakra. In a sense, this is our protection. It is our protection. And the thing is, besides the faith that goes along with it, because that's a whole different segment. But anyway, we live through life's trials and tribulations, and it feels good to overcome them. Trust me, I had quite several of them. But also, while we're expanding on that light and that eretic body, also the shadows are expanding as well, and it comes from the soul. And sometimes we don't know how to, go about these shadows, because they may come in forms of other people or situations that seem out of our control. But the key is to always look at it, and look at it as belief feels perception of what's possible. So belief feels perception of possible. So you look at that and you put that in that order. So if your belief's gonna fill your perception, make sure you have some damn positive beliefs. And if even towards challenges that can be pain in the ass, because we all go through it, right? Because the possibilities is endless. It's really no limitations. But when it comes down to the shadow, which we all have shadow, is when the shadow feels ignored, because we have these limited beliefs and perception of how life have to go and what it can be. So the shadow can feel a little bit more distant and pushed away. But that's one of the worst things you can do to your shadow, because that's definitely a part of yourself. It's a gift. It's actually a part of your soul. So what I suggest is to find a light or two lights, and you can do pros and cons, how you want to call it. And when you have enough pros, in which I consider as light, the shadow will disintegrate. Not saying that it disappears, but it has a separation. You can see it like more clearly. You can give it each part its the familiarity of compassion that it deserves. At the end of the day, the shadow really wants a home, and it wants to be accepted. And the soul spit it out for us to only bring it back in with integration, as we give enough light to have it disintegrate initially. So it feels very surreal once we have the integration process sometimes, because it may have been years going through the same trauma of you numbing the pain, or you trying to avoid it, run away from it, or it's just constant things that you don't want to go through it. And since you realize it's not going anywhere, so might as well find a way to make it feel at home. And what's the best way? If you make something feel welcome enough that it can show you the truth, and if you can't see it, let's try that belief. I say it again. Let's try giving enough belief that you can instill feeling into that shadow once again, because it want to feel alive just like you are. So bring it to your eretic body with welcome arms into your soul, and then you're gonna feel rejuvenated. That the feeling that you just went through was horrific, and now you overcame it, and and it feels as if you can go through anything, and to the point that sometimes when you have so many trials and tribulations, you overcome them, and you keep on overcoming these things. It kind of become as if you understand it's a rhythm to it, it's a flow, it's part of fate. It wasn't for your detriment after all. It may have seemed that way in the monetary lane, or the emotional turmoil, or just the separation you felt from yourself and from others. But ultimately, once you really extract and be in a quiet space, and you give it that necessary, essential attention, that love, and sometimes you have to sit back with it. You have to embrace it. It's not the easiest thing, especially if you're not used to it, and you may never get used to it. But the thing is, it's a part of you. So use transparency. 'Cause in the beginning, I did say that the erotic body is for protection, but also it's one of the greatest weapons when you use it as transparency. Let your aura shine. Don't keep it concealed. Let it shine bright onto the shells, so once the next one comes, it knows that this spirit is gonna keep expanding and finding ways to illuminate it, and it's not gonna be that confident as the last one, but it's all about how you talk to your beliefs, talk to yourself, and give yourself that necessary compassion. Because I tell you this much, in the journey of life, it doesn't get easier, I would say, or lessen, the aspects of the value of you by avoiding or numbing it. Because, I think trauma, which we all have, if not, I'm sure we all do somewhere, if you're not aware of it, it will show itself again till you do give it attention. And I would suggest that we give it belief, feels, perception of possible. So give your beliefs a beautiful foundation in this order. Now, I want you to see this. I understand some folks may externally outside themselves to find their beliefs and go to institutions and get their religions, and I'm not against that at all, because somewhere inside yourself, it resonated with you to go attract to those sources. So in that in general, that's part of the process of expansion. Now, no matter what you seek, ethereals out there, and light workers, and whoever you are, and wherever you are, is life is gonna expand, either you like it or not. And either with that mindset of giving it, I kind of call it chills. It's not saying it, but just when you have more trust in whatever you believe in, and that is in your highest self, the erotic body will automatically increase to a higher level of overstanding situations, rather than being the prey or dimming that light. Never dim that light. No matter how the trials and tribulations can be, the shadow is only for you to use as a stepping stone. I tell you what, every time someone throws a stone at you, you stop that stone in its tracks by your faith, by your belief, whatever you believe in, and lift it mid-air, and you walk upon that stone. And the ones that don't have the strength to walk upon it, and you grab upon it then, and you hold upon it. In that process, in that very same process, it's a mistake It's a mistake in every, it's a lesson in every mistake. So with that being said, when you hold on to that stone by your hands, which you feel someone throwing to you or life just throwing at you, you holding on to that stone, because in that mistake, it is a lesson. And so if you didn't give up, it's because you know that it's something there you need to give attention. And you give it that erratic spirit, give it that body of that aura, beautiful aura, let it glow and expand your horizons. Love yourself, be yourself. And until next time, my ethereal seekers, light workers, warriors, lovers, and wherever you are, stay blissful, stay strong, and be loved. Namaste.